What's up, Arnie? A little late getting started. Um, Trying to figure out something to eat in the local restaurant here in town, in our one light town. Um, don't take cards, so a little late getting on. It's such a pain. No, Arnie, it's the cod liver oil one. It's the 1920s cod liver oil variation. Still a pretty desirable bottle, but not the fish bitters, unfortunately. I think they go into the teens. I think like late teens, early 20s is what they date. What's up, Gene? Because we dug one years and years ago out of a dump that probably went to like, I don't know, they probably stopped dumping in it in 1918, 1919. So I think they started making them in the late teens, I think. Pretty sure. But I've been messing around with acid all day, well, half the day, and I've never really taken the time to dip bottles. I had acid at one time, and I dipped a couple things in it, and then my acid went missing, so I never really used it again. But I got myself some acid. We dug a privy. Me and Billy dug a privy about a week ago, and it was nothing but bottles covered in rust. I mean, they were absolutely caked in rust. And tried scrubbing it off, wouldn't come off. Didn't really try Brillo pad on it right away, but I just got that acid and dipped them in that acid, and I mean, they look 100 times better. Oh yeah, it cleaned them things up. Look at that thing. That thing was just caked in rust. Cleaned it right up. Squeaky clean. What's today? The 26th? Right? Is it the 26th, guys? It's either the 26th or the 27th. It might be the 27th. I don't know. I don't know what day it is. But yeah, me and Billy dug an incredible pit. There was some really good locals in it. Flasks. All kinds of stuff. Tons of blobs. There was probably, I don't know, 100 blobs in it. Only about 15% of them embossed. Most of them were big quartz slicks. couple broken hutches in it. Unfortunately, we did not get a whole hutch out of it. It might have touched early 90s, late 80s. It was so big that we ended up not being able to finish it. There was another like 1.5 to 2 feet of use left, and the property owner wasn't. I don't know. It was just it was a weird. It was kind of a strange permission. We're gonna go back because there's 2 more pits there. We're gonna go back and try to see if they'll let us dig the earlier holes. But if not, whatever. We got a good many bottles out of it. I think me and Billy each kept, I don't know, 40, 50 keepers probably out of it. Not each, but that's probably how many bottles we took home altogether. Today's the 27th. Yeah, that would have been a really good hole. That would have been a really good hole. But so this will be, if you haven't received an invoice, that is because this is going to be the continuance of last week. Some technical difficulties right in the middle of the auction. The auction was really starting to heat up, and then I thought that I had plugged my phone in to the wall, but I didn't, and my phone died mid-auction. So we're going to continue, and yeah, got a lot of nice stuff here. A lot of milk bottles. I know you guys were liking them milk bottles last time. Got a lot of recently Privy Dug stuff, but what's crazy about it this time is after putting it in that acid, some of these bottles, I mean, you can't even tell they came out of the ground. Pretty crazy. And look at this thing. That thing was a mess, covered in rust. Look at that. Dipped that thing in that acid for about 10-15 minutes. Yeah. Definitely some good stuff. But anyways, you guys know the waffles. There's only 2. The fish isn't up for waffle. There's only 2 waffles going on right now, and it is the Plantation Bitters and the Ponnold Ale, black glass ale. $10 a piece. $10 a spot on the bitters, $10 a spot on the Ponnold Ale, if you are interested. I don't think the bitters has very many spots left, does it? I think it's like 6. Something like that. Yep, using the old acid.
No, but 10.
There's 10 left on the bitters?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there's 10 left on the bitters. I thought it was almost ready to go off.
Mm-hmm.
10 spots left on the Plantation Bitters. Only $10 a spot. $10 a spot. And then Ponnold black glass. As, of course, you can't see the Ponnold because it's too bright in the background. Trying to light it up fast. There it is. The Ponnold glows. There is the Ponnold. Beautiful. Super crude. You see how crude that thing is. Super crude ale bottle. Gene, years and years ago, I'd say, gosh, I don't even know how many years ago I learned how to dig pits. Probably about 6 or 7 years ago, we got into a pit that was, I don't know, 1870s. and we dug it to the bottom. I think it was like 9 foot deep. And then 5 or so years later, we're back on the same lot because it was it was like a row house, and it had grown up and so much had changed with it that we probed out that same daggone pit and dug it again. We got down to the bottom. We'd thrown a tire in the bottom of it. We got down there and we hit that tire. I was like, oh God. I mean, gotta dig them all. It sucks digging your own. Right? There had been a lot of construction going on and stuff, and they tore a bunch of stuff out, and then the weeds grew up there real bad, and we couldn't tell where we dug. We ended up digging down to that tire and filling it back in, and there was another pit so daggone close to it that probed through the wall of that hole into another hole, and ended up just kind of filling it in that way. We dug the other hole down into it, filled that hole with all the dirt that came out of it. So, it worked out, but yeah, yep, dug into our own hole. And one time we dug a hole, and it went underneath of a garage, so we dug it down, and I was like crawling, hitting the use layer. It was probably 6-7 foot deep, and I was down in there hitting the use layer. We were pulling all kinds of stuff. We were excited, and my phone fell out of my pocket down on the bottom of the pit, and we filled it in. My phone was down there, so we had to open the pit back up, dig all the way to where my phone was, and get my phone back out of it. That was the worst. That was the worst because we knew we were digging that one for nothing. Oh yeah. Yep. I did that. I remember we filled it in. I looked for my phone. I looked at Billy. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I bet it fell out of my pocket down in that hole. He's like, well, you better hope not. I was like, if it did, we're digging it back out. And we did. We dug that daggone thing back out. Didn't have a choice. And it was one of them days, too, where we'd been digging all day and we didn't have any energy left at all. But we did really good that day, so it kind of made up for it in the end. But, yeah. Yep. You get in that daggone layer and it's loaded with bottles, you get real excited. Tend to not pay much attention to anything except for the bottles. Oh man, that's not quite as bad, but it still sucks. I hate forgetting stuff. We used to dig a dump that was we had to walk like a 1/4 mile up a river, cross the river, get on the other side, and then walk back down another 1/4 mile to get to a dump. And I can't remember if I forgot something there, or back when I dug with Travis, he forgot something there. I can't remember, but one of us forgot something there once, and it was dark out, and we had to cross back over. We had to cross over that river to go get it in the dark. What's up, John? things we do to dig bottles. Something wrong with us. What's up, Matt? Alright, let's do a lag check. Like I said, if anybody wants a spot on either of these two bottles, the bitters or the Ponald Ale, just let me know. It's like $10 a spot on each of them. There's 10 spots left on the bitters. Yeah, let's do a lag check and get started. Send those lags in. Arnie. John Meesey. Jerry. Once again, if you did not receive an invoice yet and you got a bottle, Matt, if you got a bottle last week, this is the continuance of that auction. I think I only sold like 15 bottles, something like that. So I didn't want to, if I was just running an auction the next week, I didn't want to ship all that out, and then if you get something tonight, could have just had it shipped with it. So I just figured that's what I'd do. Oh, we had a few, Glenn. We had a few. I think we dug 3 or 4 different river dumps. I still know of a few that ain't dug out. I don't know. Once you get into the privy digging business, it's hard to dig dumps. Now, however, we did, in the picture I posted on Facebook, me, Kenny's dad, and Sean got out, was it Friday, yesterday, and we dug for a few hours, and lagged Glenn, and I ended up with a salt glazed stenciled jug, and Cumberland, Maryland Hutchison soda. It's the second hutch to ever, no, I don't know if it's the second hutch to ever come out of that dump, but definitely the second Cumberland hutch to ever come out of that dump. That's a pretty big deal, because the Cumberland hutch, you don't see it very often. What's crazy is we've pounded Cumberland privy-wise and have never dug a hutch in a privy from Cumberland in Cumberland. Never. It's crazy. And a lot of other towns around here that had hutches are the same way. You dig the town and you don't dig them. It's weird. All right. Let's get started. All right, what are we gonna start with? I don't even know what I have. I do have an insulator, Jimmy. I do have a nice insulator tonight. I actually have a couple insulators. One of them's pretty nice. Oh, no problem, Kenny. We'll go back out there and keep pushing that hillside all the way to the top and dig it out. We'll dig that whole dump out. There's bound to be some crazy stuff come out of there. Kenny got, what was it, 2 or 3 jugs. Which one first? Alright, here's what we're starting with. We're going to start off with a Lightning Hot Drops. No relief, no pay. Lightning Hot Drops. It says Herb Medicine Company. Out of Springfield, Ohio. Springfield, Ohio. Lightning Hot Drops. No relief, no pay. Nice blown in a mold. Turn of the century. Nice little bottles. Definitely had probably some kind of opiate in it at one time. Something to mess you up, make you feel real good. Forget that you had a sore throat or a cough. We're going to do a $2 start on the Lightning Hot Drops. $2 start on the Hot Drops. Yeah, I gave my Cumberland Hutch to Kenny to tumble, and I'm pretty excited to see how it turns out. Because it's rough. It is rough. It's super sick. $2 start on the Lightning Hot Drops. It says no relief, no pay. Bless you. The Herb Medicine Company out of Springfield, Ohio. I think she's gotta be doing something everywhere. Can't help herself with her. Oh, you're talking about that one. Yeah, that river dump was a good one. There's actually more there left to dig. It's just we started going upriver a little ways and getting into a bigger section of it, and a guy that was supposed to not care that we were digging it came down through a fit, so we stopped digging that, unfortunately, because there was where I had gotten to, there was older stuff starting to come out, and a bunch of broken fire grenades, real fancy colored fire grenades broken everywhere, and a little local stuff. So it's a shame that we can't get back into that dump. Maybe one day. What on earth is that? It was fun digging them Amber Cokes, though. I still love digging Amber Cokes. Can't beat digging a Coca-Cola. Nobody on the Hot Drops. We'll go ahead and pull it. And put this this Pierre drugstore. Put this up last week. We don't know where it's from. It's dug local, but we're not 100% sure if it's local. We dug one just like it out of a privy the other day. It just has a name on it. Don't know where it's from. But in these small towns, usually when you do dig drugstores like this, they are local. It's just you gotta pin them. You gotta pin it to the town, or it's nobody knows. But nice Pierre druggist. Not 100% where it's from. No damage at all. Hardly. It's pretty daggone clean. Let's see. Glows. Not a ton, but we're gonna do. Let's do a $3 start on the Pierre. $3 start on the Pierre druggist.
Turn again.
Let me do it.
No.
That's possible. We dig Waynesboro druggists here, that's kind of crazy that you say that. We definitely dig Waynesboro stuff here. Actually, we just dug a Waynesboro druggist the other day out of a privy. I thought I had it here somewhere. Maybe I don't. Where the heck did I put it? Yep, there's the one we just dug the other day, Waynesboro, PA. So, Jerry, the fish bottle is actually a late teens, early 20s cod liver oil bottle. It was pretty much made to look like the fish bitters, but I'm actually not waffling that. I'm gonna try to sell it tonight. Still a pretty desirable bottle. That being said, I've only ever dug one, ever. So, if that tells you anything about how hard they are to find. Nobody on the Pierre? How about a super clean acid dipped cone ink? This is one of the ones I dipped in acid today. Super rusty. Had rust all around the neck and inside the lip. And now it's super clean. Do a $2 start on the cone ink. $2 start. It was something like that. Yeah, something like that. Because it looks It looks almost identical, except for the fish bitters is a lot cruder. We've dug them broke out of privies, and they're crude bottles. Nobody on the cone. Pull it. How about, here's a pretty cool little, this is out of a cruet set. It's got little, I don't know if they're ferns or what they are etched into it. Some kind of plant, leaf, something etched into it there. Nice sheared or ground lip. Probably 1880s, if I were to guess. Nice little cruet. Glows. We're gonna do, let's do a $4 start on the cruet. $4 start on the 1880s cruet. Ferns or something etched into it. $4 start, 1880s etched cruet. Nobody on the cruet. Pull it. Alright. Here we have Pittsburgh bottle. This is a Walker. A Walker's Rose Cream. A little harder to find than the regular Walker's bottles out of Pittsburgh. Probably, here's a patent date on the bottom of it. Yeah, patent 1887. It's probably 1890s bottle. Late 90s bottle. Nice Walker's Rose Cream. This bottle is a Pittsburgh bottle. Nice. Yeah, I'd get into that. Rock skipper. Yep. I couldn't wait to get back to it. But here we go. Nice 1890s Walker's Rose Cream. Harder to find than most of your JW Walkers out there. We're gonna do a $8 start on this. $8 start on the Walker's Rose Cream out of Pittsburgh. Walker's Rose Cream. John's at 8. Starting the clock. Need 9 or more. 9 or more on the Walkers. Sherry was in here. She'd be all over that thing. Kim, I got a bottle that you won still, but it was only a $4 bottle, so I figured I would hold it until you got something else. That way it would save you on shipping. But if you want me to just go ahead and send it, I'll go ahead and send the invoice and send the bottle to you. But normally, if it's something like that, something small, I'll hold on to it until you get something else and then ship them both. That way it saves you on shipping. But like I said, I can just invoice you for the $4 plus the shipping. All right. Candy's at 9, need 10. For anybody just coming into the auction, if you did not receive an invoice, that's because this is the continuance of last auction. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That was Candy at 9. Candy at 9. All right, Kim. But heck yeah, Kim, that sounds that sounds awesome. Is it in town or is it like a farmhouse? Because if it's in town and it's got a fenced-in yard and that's always been the property line and the yard's not super big, it shouldn't be hard to find. Well, if you're not super good at probing, I guess they can be hard to find, but you should be able to find it. Here we go. Here is a dump dug bottle. So yes, it probably needs a tumble. Little tumble there. We have a Dr. Crossman's. This is one I've never dug before too. Dr. Crossman's Specific Mixture. So it's almost like a Mexican Mustang liniment. Sort of looks like one. But I'm thinking this is like a knockoff, or I don't know. Bottle looks super similar to one, embossing and everything. But Dr. Crossman's Specific Mixture. Have not dug one of these. I don't know where it's from. It is blown in mold. Like I said, it's real hazy. But first one I've ever dug. Probably 1890s, I would guess. Maybe turn of the century. We're going to do a $4 start. $4 start on the Dr. Crossman's Specific Mixture. $4 start. Candy's at 4, starting the clock. Need 5 or more. Candy grabs these good bottles right up. She does good on getting them, because let me tell you one thing. Glenn, I am still working at UPS. Actually, I'm getting ready to start driving again, so I was going to talk to you guys about that. Once I start driving, I will be driving throughout peak season, and I don't know how many auctions I'm going to be able to get in. I'm going to be working a lot. Probably not getting off till late. We're on lag. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That was Candy at 4. Candy at 4. I don't know how long. We're gonna be super busy for. Usually after Christmas, there's another little rush, like right after Christmas, people return and stuff, and but that only lasts for maybe a week. So after that, I don't know how often I'm gonna be driving, but there probably will be a month and a half, 2 months, maybe 2.5 months, depending on how heavy we are this year, that I'm gonna be on the road, and unless I can seal the next day air driver position, like I said, I probably won't be doing too many auctions, because I most likely will be working Saturdays as well. So, I mean, in that time, I'll be trying to dig as much as I can. I don't know how often I'm going to get to dig. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to stop auctioning, but there might be, a few weekends that I'm not going to be able to do it because of how busy we get. Kim, so you know how it is on the holidays. They put us out there and beat the snot out of us. We don't get a break. That's for sure. But all right, next. Here we go. Here's one of the ones that I acid dipped. Oh gosh, look at it. Look at that. Well, I'll be driving on Wednesday too. I'll be driving Monday through Saturday. However, like I said, if I get air, if I can do next day air, I'll just, I'll go into work at midnight. Oh yeah, they beat you to death in that company. But I mean, we make good money, real good money. But it's rough. But so if I can get air, I'll go in at midnight and get off around 8, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning. So if I can get that, yeah, there might be a little more time for auction. So I don't know. We'll see how things go. Hopefully, I'll cross my fingers. Hope to get air driver, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Here we have a Foley's Honey and Tar. Foley and Company out of Chicago, USA. Really nice bottle. Super clean. Like I said, gave it the old acid bath today, and it almost looks new. I mean, that bottle is so clean. Look at it glow. Shoo. And that's a nice one there, guys. Probably late 1890s, super early 1900s. It's up Indiana. We're gonna do a I don't know. do a $4 start on the Super Clean Foley's Honey and Tar. Foley and Company, Chicago, USA. Super clean bottle. Yeah. Candy's at 4, starting the clock. Need 5 or more. Need 5 or more on the Chicago bottle. Glenn, I ran air before, and I did the same thing. I went into work at midnight, get off, in the morning, worked a 9, 10, 11-hour shift, and I'd go out and dig, get off work, go dig, and I did that for about, I don't know, 3 days, and it got to the point where I was driving that truck to Pittsburgh, and it was hard to keep my eyes open. And once that started, I was like, I was like, I can't do that anymore. I mean, it was in the middle of winter. I'm jumping out of the truck, jumping out of the truck, throwing snow in my face, trying to stay awake. On lag. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That was Candy at 4. What a nice bottle there. Candy at 4 on the Foley's. All right. I'm gonna be honest with you. I tell you what, you got to give it to Kim. You got to give it to Kim because UPS can be the same way. A lot of the drivers are divorced. A lot of them are. A lot of the drivers are divorced because it's a very demanding job, and you don't really know what time you're gonna get off. You really don't. You could go in at 9:30 and they tell you got an 8-hour day and you got a 12, 13-hour day, 14-hour day. It's hard to tell. You just never know. You could, it's, yeah. So a lot of the guys that drive where I work are divorced or, single because of how demanding the job is. Alright, on to another acid dipped. Dip this one in acid. You know how them shoe polish can be all caked with that black stuff and rust all over them, and this one even had the dipstick down in it, and it didn't want to come out, so yeah, I dipped it down in the acid for about 10 minutes, and look at that son of a gun now. And these Whitmore bottles can be crude. They can be crude bottles. But here we got an 1890s Whitmore Boston out of USA. Nice crude. You can see how almost whittled looking in like a light aqua. Really nice, almost ice blue. We're going to do a $3 start. $3 start on the Whitmore Boston. $3 start. 1890s Whitmore Boston. Out of US of A. I'm not going to run a ton of bottles tonight because, like I said, this is going to be a continuance of last week's auction that we had technical difficulty on. But I'm going to run a few. I don't want to overwhelm myself because we got a big week ahead of me here. Kathy's at 3, starting the clock. Need 4 or more. So we had to do a bunch of stuff for driving school this week, you know. They want you to go get all this stuff done. Then you got to take this 5-hour test on the computer, and then you got to. It's just all kinds of stuff, and they don't give you any notice or they'll just message you, hey, this is what you're doing tomorrow. It's like, oh my gosh, I'd like a couple days, even a week, say, hey, you got a 5-hour test next week. That would help. That'd make things a little better. But no, they just drop it on you. Hey, you got a 5-hour test tomorrow morning. Crazy. Then they notified us on Wednesday, and then they want you to have a DOT, physical, all this stuff done and turned in by Friday while you're still working. It's just craziness on lag. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Yep, and still do your job. Yep. It's crazy. It's crazy. That was Kathy at 3. Yeah, oh yeah. We're Teamsters. Yeah, we're Teamsters, John. We have a very good union. Our union is incredible. That is one thing I will say about UPS is our union's incredible, and we have excellent benefits. Our benefits are top notch. They are excellent. I think I only pay like 68 or 69 a month for my union dues, and it covers my insurance, everything. And we pretty much have like federal insurance. I mean, it's like some of the best insurance you can get. If we were to have to pay for it, it would be a lot of money. But yeah, Teamsters Union takes care of us, for sure. All right, next. Here we go. I know a lot of people like the old Kilmers. Here's a nice sample. It says sample bottle, Dr. Kilmer Swamp Root, Kidney Cure, Binghamton, New York. Nice little blown in mold. Little tiny sample Kilmers. Always fun to dig. Probably dates around 1905, 1910 era. And we're going to do a $5 start. $5 start on the Kilmer sample. Orange's at 5, starting the clock, needs 6 or more. Glenn was at 1. It was probably the one I found on top of the ground, I'm guessing. Kim's at 6, Arnie's at 7, need 8. But yeah, I do remember that one. On lag. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That was Arnie at 7. Arnie at 7. Nice pickup, Arnie. What's my guy getting? No. No. It's not Lord. It's the Jordan. Alright, next. Here's a neat one. This is one of the earlier Larkins. Says the Larkin Soap Manufacturing Company out of Buffalo, New York. Nice little perfume bottle. The Larkin Soap Manufacturing Company out of Buffalo, New York. The one with the like almost tombstone embossing is one of the earlier ones. This one took the acid dip too, but right there at the bottom of the neck, there's a little bit of rust. You can barely see it. You can barely tell. That didn't come out, but that's all right. It came super clean. The Larkin Soap Manufacturing Company out of Buffalo, New York. We're gonna do a $4 start. $4 start on the Larkin. And there it is glowing. $4 start. The Larkin Soap Manufacturing Company out of Buffalo, New York. $4 start. Arnie's at 4, starting the clock, need 5. Larkin had a lot of bottles. Definitely a super popular company back in its day. Yes, it is, Arnie. Frosted for a stopper up there. Unfortunately, we never found the stopper. Well, we have found stoppers, actually. Just, bless you, don't happen very often. Kim's at 5, needs 6. On lag. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That was Kim at 5. Kim at 5 on the Larkin. Next. Let's see here. I do have a couple milk bottles. I thought I had more than this actually. That's cleaned. Alright, how about how about we do a jar? Let's do a patent 1858. I have a Mason's patent November 30th, 1858. One of the ones where the top of the five's cut off. 4 dots on the base. A little bit of rust there. I hit this one with the Brillo pad, so super clean, but it didn't get the acid path. Mason's patent November 30th, 1858. It is a smooth lip, but definitely early 1900s. Nice color on it. Nice, almost ball blue. We're gonna do let's do a $5 start. $5 start on the square, the straight side, square shoulder, whatever they call them. Mason's patent November 30th, 1858. Nice Mason's patent. $5 start. It's just a small jar too. I think they're pints, maybe. Pretty sure it's a pint. $5 start on the Mason's patent. Nobody on the Mason. I'm gonna pull it. And we're gonna put up. I ran one of these last week. We're gonna run another one. Here we have the Evans Chemical Company proprietors. Big G out of Cincinnati, Ohio. This is a gonorrhea cure, hence Big G. And this one still has cork in it. Cork is still in the bottle. The Evans Chemical Company proprietors, Big G, Cincinnati, Ohio, gonorrhea cure. These bottles date 1890s. Definitely was popular in the last auction. What did I start the one at last week? 10. Huh? It should be.
Evans Chemical Company.
Yeah, gonorrhea bottle.
Big G Chemical Company. I don't know what started now, but we went for a
I think it was 10. We're going to do a $10 start. $10 start on the Evans Chemical Company Proprietors Big G out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Nice gonorrhea cure. Super crude looking lip on this one too. It almost flares up. It almost looks flared. Nice gonorrhea cure. Big G. Big gonorrhea. $10 start. The Evans Chemical Company. Captain Dunzel's in at 10. I'm gonna start the clock. Need 11 or more. Kim's at 11. Need 12. What's up, Paul? Candy's at 12. Captain Dunzel's at 15. Need 16. Kim's at 16. Need 17. Captain Dunzel's at 20 on lag. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That was Candy at 21. Candy at 21 on the Big G. Next. Here's a Privy Doug one. Out of this was a video that I didn't get to put up. You thought that was a cat, didn't you? Here's from a video I didn't get to put up. Not too much came out of the pit. This was actually one of the only bottles. We have a W.C. Montgomery's Hair Restorer out of Philly. Nice 1880s hair bottle. The base of it. There's bubbles in it. It does have a fisheye, a little fisheye, and a little ding right there. Other than that, nice bottle. Nice bottle for being Privy Doug. Nice 1880s hair bottle. I'm going to do because of that little ding on it, we're going to do a $5 start. $5 start on the Montgomery's Hair Restorer. And these things can come in some wild colors. These hair bottles are actually one of my favorite because of the colors they come in. Kim's at 6, needs 7. W.C. Montgomery's Hair Restorer. Usually when we dig gonorrhea bottles, you don't just dig one. If they had gonorrhea, for some reason they kept getting it. They had a few in there usually every time. Gets you every time. Paul's at 7, need 8. Oh yeah, the puce ones are fantastic. The beautiful bottle and puce ones. I've seen ones like straight yellow too. Kim's at 9, we're on lag. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That was Kim at 9. Kim at 9 on the hair restorer. Nice bottle. You want to see something real cool? So we got into that 1880s, 1890s blob pit the other day, me and Billy, and this right here came out. Look at that candy dish lid. It's green. For something like that to come out of a pit that old, that's crazy. We did not find the base to it, unfortunately. But look at that candy dish lid. It was covered in rust, and it took the acid bath today, and look at that. I mean, that acid cleaned that thing up like crazy. It's a beautiful candy dish lid. Come out of that 1880s, 1890s Privy. All right. Here we have a Altamont Pure Rye. This is a Baltimore whiskey. Nice crude top. Nice, super crude right there on the lip. Has one little fish eye somewhere right there. A little fish eye right there. Altamont Pure Rye. Because of the fish eye, we're going to do a $3 start. $3 start on the Altamont Pure Rye. Nice whiskey bottle. Dates somewhere around turn of the century. Out of Baltimore, Maryland. Altamont Pure Rye whiskey. Captain's at 5, starting the clock, needs 6 or more. Let's see it glow. Oh yeah, it glows. I do not have any Parnells tonight. No Parnells tonight. Dang, now that I think about it, we haven't gotten into too many Parnell pits lately. We got into a couple. We got into one with Kenny there not long ago, and then a couple days before that, or a week before that, we dug that early Cruet. It was Parnell. A couple other Parnell bottles come out of that hole, but we're due for a Parnell pit. We're due for a good Parnell pit. I mean, we've dug Parnell pits, just not a ton of bottles in them. West Virginia bottles, not one on lag. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That was Captain Dunzel at 5. Captain Dunzel at 5. I do have one West Virginia bottle. I might have 2. I don't know. I'll run one. Alright, here we go. Here is a Rayman Brewing Company out of Wheeling, West Virginia. And what's interesting for us about this bottle is it's clear. We don't hardly ever dig clear. I might have dug one other clear crown top Rayman Brewing Company out of Wheeling. It does have a little lip ding right there. But other than that, good looking bottle. Super clean for being Privy dug. It did take the acid bath today, so it's nice and clean. Rayman Brewing Company, Wheeling, West Virginia, and it is a color. It's clear, and we normally don't see clear ones. So I do a $5 start on this one. $5 start on the Rayman Brewing Company out of Wheeling, West Virginia. These bottles are normally aqua or amber.
Pink one. Have you tried the pink one?
Yeah, it's pink lemonade.
Need 6 or more.
Hey.
It's good. Pretty good.
Oh, raspberry.
When you see that, it makes you wonder how much stuff you look at out in the wild that you don't think's that old, but it is. Yeah, that's what it is out in the wild. Would you think that was that old? Looks like a candy dish that my grandma had at the house. She might. She might have one. On lag. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That was Paul at 5. Paul at 5 on the Wheeling beer. Next. I'm gonna run a blob. A recently dug blob. Here we have it says registered Murdoch Freeman out of Portland, Maine. It's dated 1895. A butter dish cover? I think it could be. It could be. It says Murdoch V. Freeman out of Portland, Maine. Dated 1895. 1895. There's the date on there. It is a blob. No damage. Just has a little bit of rust on it. I should have acid dipped this one. Didn't get around to that one. This come out of a different pit. Nice script embossing. As you can see, it's dated 1895. And we're going to do an $8 star. $8 star on the Murdoch V. Freeman out of Portland, Maine. 1895. Need 9 or more. Paul's in at 8, need 9. John's in at 10, need 11. Murdoch Freeman out of Portland, Maine. Nice dated blob. We dug a good many blobs there in the past couple weeks. Privy's just loaded with them. Tell me about chewing. Lip smacking full. Paul's at 12, need 13 on lag. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That was John Amici at 15. John Amici at 15 on the Portland blob. Next, run another blob. Here we have a quart. We got a quart or a 24 ounce something. A Moreland out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Moreland out of Cincinnati, Ohio. This is probably late 1880s blob, early 1890s. A Moreland, or Moreline, I think it's pronounced, Moreline out of Cincinnati, Ohio.
No, that's strawberry.
Nice amber 24 ounce blob. Definitely gonna have to move it back there for it to fit in there. we're gonna do a $10 start. $10 start on the Moreline out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Nice looking 24-ounce blob beer. Paul's at 10. Paul says, let's do it. Need 11 or more.
What do you do?
What's up, Christine? I don't have any dolls tonight. I think I did have a couple in the bucket, but I didn't get around to cleaning them up. But I think we're gonna be doing a little bit of dump digging here and there when I have time. So might have some different figurines and doll heads for you here soon. Need 11 or more on the Moreline out of Cincy. Nice 1880s, 1890s blob. On lag. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That was Paul at 10. Paul at 10 on the blob.
Paul 10. 10, Paul.
Next.
10, Paul.
Here we go. Here we have an interesting one. This is a BBC, Baltimore Brewing Company. Slug plate with the monogram on the inside there. Baltimore Brewing Company. And what's interesting about this is the finish. Definitely a different finish on this thing. Almost looks like a loop seal in a way, but it has a square lip. I think this is one of the only Baltimore bottles to have that finish. I do not know what it's called. I don't know if it's some type of loop seal, just a squared off lip, but Baltimore Brewing Company. And you don't dig these nearly as often as you dig all the other Baltimore blobs from around this era. So a little harder to find. We're gonna do a $15 start on this one. $15 start on the Baltimore Brewing Company BBC monogram, nice amber squared lip beer. Not a super easy one to come by. Actually, pretty tough bottle. I've only ever dug 2 of them. This is the second one I've ever dug. Oh, Glenn, them stuff like that's awesome. I've not ever got that lucky, but I think I was actually out doing driver helper one year, and we pulled up to a house, and I ran the package over to the guy, and he had a stenciled salt glaze crock on the porch with umbrellas and stuff in it. Had a bunch of junk in it, and it was probably like a 2-gallon, I would say. And I said to him, I was like, what are you doing with that crock? And he's like, I was gonna throw it out. He's like, you can take it if you want it. I took that thing. It was I can't remember where it was from. I think it was a PA crock, but it ended up being like a $350 crock. Just gave it to me. Delivered his package. Nobody on the Baltimore Brewing. Pull it. And we're doing a combo. Ran both of these earlier. Here we have a Lightning Hot Drops, no relief, no pay, out of Springfield, Ohio. Says the Herb Medicine Company. And we're going to put the Lightning Hot Drops with nice blown in mold Carter's Cone ink. We're going to do a $3 start. Pause at 4. Starting the clock. Need 5 or more.
Well, did you get the bald one?
No. Pass that. Need 5 or more on the combo.
Yeah, here I'll go upstairs and take it. You better be careful with that.
What, bud? It's crazy. You're a crazy boy. On lag. 5, 4, 3.
2, 1, 0.
Oh yeah, good job. Paul gets it at 4. Matt on here said, "What's up, Breaker?" You tell him what's up.
What's up?
All right, here's a cool one. These are always fun to dig. Here we have a anti-fag.
Whoa.
Anti-fag. This was, oh gosh, we've talked about what these were probably 20 different times, but I can't remember. It was something like a bromo seltzer, I think, or something to make you stop smoking cigarettes, something on those lines. I cannot remember, but I don't know. I think it's a knockoff bromo seltzer is what they were. Anti-fag. It is blown in a mold, probably dated around 1890s, late 90s, turn of the century. Yeah, pretty cool bottle. We're gonna do a $8 start. $8 start on the anti-fag.
When is it gonna start counting down?
Not yet. $8 start.
Did I do the counting down?
Yeah, you can do it.
Yay.
$8 start on the anti-fag.
Yeah,
I think it's like a bromo seltzer knockoff bottle.
Yeah.
Christine's at 10, starting the clock, need 11 or more. Usually this is a super popular bottle too. When I put these up, they... Spencer, all I need is your shipping address and your payment method. And I need it sent to, I don't know if Arnie's still in here or not, but
It's broke.
I need it sent to other one, Arnie. The cjwellings32@gmail.com.
That's broke.
No, it ain't.
Yes, it is. See? Yes.
Yeah, that's supposed to be like that.
Oh.
There you go. cjwellings32@gmail.com. All I need is your shipping address and your payment method. And then you're set and ready to go and you can bid.
Beep, 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 beep.
Christine's gonna get this thing for
4,
10. Or
3,
Spencer at 11.
2, 1, 0.
On lag. 4, 3, 2,
Wait.
1, 0. That was Spencer at 11. Hold on, you can do the next one. Spencer at 11. Spencer, as soon as I get that information, I will be sending you an invoice on... No, don't put that up there, please. Anything that you buy, I'll be sending you an invoice and adding shipping to it. So, yeah, as soon as I get that into my... as soon as I get that, get all the invoices done, I'll probably have them Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. And then, once it's paid, your bottle will be shipped or whatever you get tonight. All right, next. Here's a good one out of Cincy.
Yeah.
Here we have a Dixon's Blackberry Carminative. Dixon's Blackberry Carminative. It says W.F. Davidson, Cincinnati, Ohio. This is a nice one. A good bottle out of Cincy. Pretty hard to find. We're going to do a $20 start on it. $20 start on the Dixon's Blackberry Carminative. Like I said, this is a harder to find bottle out of Cincy. $20 start. $20 start on the Dixon's Blackberry Carminative. Nice. This is a nice bottle, guys. W.F. Davidson. Yeah, you need to calm down back there. Calm yourself down. Candy's at 20, starting the clock. Need 21 or more. What? Mm-hmm. What? Did you? Ew, son. That's terrible.
You.
Need 21 or more. It's Dixon's Blackberry Carminative. On lag.
Let me do it.
Ready? Now. 5, 3.
5, 4,
And one
3,
second.
2, 1, 0.
Alright. You're a little late, but Candy got that at 20. You're a little late, but you got her done, huh? Candy, I don't know if you saw when I put this up before or not. This is, put it up earlier in the auction. It's a cruet with like ferns or something etched on it. 1880s. Would have went into a cruet set. What else? There was a couple of things I ran. I don't think you were here in the beginning of the auction to see them ran. I might put them back up. I don't know. We'll see. Here's an interesting one. Something that I've never dug before. Here we have if I can see it, a Pretzinger's Qatar Balm out of Dayton, Ohio. Pretzinger's? Pretzingers? No, Pretz.
Okay.
Ingers.
And then what?
Qatar, Catarrh. Out of Dayton, Ohio. This actually came out of Privia dug with Sean in the last video. This was in the last video I put up. It glows. Definitely the first time I've ever seen one of these. Pretty interesting little bottle. Super clean. I had to hit that thing with a bag on acid because it had some stuff in it that was gross. And I couldn't get it out. So the acid took it out. We're going to do I don't know. Let's do a $6 start. $6 start on the wee little salve bottle. The old Pretzingers. $6 start. Kim, how many spots are left on the black glass ale? There's 13 spots still on the black glass ale. Still 13 spots on it. I'm surprised there's still 13 spots on it. 'Cause, I mean, it's a nice bottle. Nice early Ponnold bottle. Nobody on the little salve? I'm kind of surprised. Pull it and let's do a Rumford. Here's that Rumford with the I don't know. I don't think it's the contents because it's like a baking powder. But here we have a Rumford with cork. 10 spots left on the Drakes. Rumford with cork. With some kind of something in it. I don't know what it is. But this Rumford is super crude. The panels are real wonky. I don't know if you can see it, but nice crude panels on it. Nice color. Nice teal color. We're going to do... Let's do a $10 start. $10 start on the Rumford. $10 start. I can take the cork out, drain the liquid in it if you guys want. It don't matter. $10 start on the Rumford Chemical Works in teal. Nice teal bottle. On the bottom? No, there's no date on the bottom of this one. It's probably late 1890s, early 1900s. I thought, well, the pit we dug it out of, you would think that it would have been one of the dated ones, would have been one of the earlier ones, but it ain't dated. Christine's at 12, need 13. 13 or more on the teal Rumford. Nice bottle. Oh yeah, definitely a nice color for a bot.
This is mine.
Need 13 or more.
This is mine.
On lag. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That was Christine at 12. Christine at 12 on the Rumford. That's a nice pickup. Nice pickup, Christine.
It's me, but
Riker, come on.
I have to stay here.
Alright, guys. So, because of all the stuff that I sold last week, I'm not gonna sell too much more tonight. That way, getting everything, invoices done, shipping everything out, it's gonna be a lot easier on me. But I'm gonna sell a couple more. Alright, next. Here's another blob that just recently came out of a privy. Here we have a Cincinnati. It says William Hausman, agent, Boston. William Hausman, agent, Boston. Nice script, embossing, nice H with a crown. This bottle looked terrible out of the privy, but after hitting it with acid, it looks really nice. Good looking bottle, super clean. We're gonna do a $8 start. $8 start on the Hausman. Has a really nice embossed crown on it. Pretty cool bottle. Paul was at 8, starting the clock. Need 9 or more. William Hausman. Pretty cool blob. On lag. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That was Paul at 8. Paul at 8 on the Hausman blob. Alright. Nice pickup. Oh, nice clean one there. Nice clean one. I'll tell you this, I'm going to be using acid a lot more. Alright. Next. Let's run the old Scott's Emulsion. I know a lot of people like these bottles when they got the fisherman on them. Check him out. There he is on the bottom, carrying the cod on his back, on the base of it. There's like an 8 over there. I don't know if I've seen one like that. It's interesting. But Scotch emulsion with lime and soda, cod liver oil. I'm actually gonna show you guys the difference in these Scotch emulsions here. So you guys can see this Scotch emulsion, which is clear, versus a Scotch emulsion dug out of like a 1890s pit, turn of the century pit. This came out of a 70s pit. This right here came out of an 1870s hole. Super early Scotch emulsion bottle. See the difference in the lip and everything. Probably the earliest Scotch emulsion I've ever dug. But I just wanted to show you guys the difference in them two bottles. Alright, let's run the Scotch. We're gonna do a $10 start. We're gonna do a $5 start on the Scotch emulsion. $5 start. This Scotch, probably around turn of the century, 1890s. Yeah, Spencer, the Drake's is actually a waffle, like a raffle, and it's $10 a spot. There's only 10 spots left on it. And once all the spots fill up, there's 20 spots, so you have a chance, you're buying chances to win the bitters bottle, basically. And if you get a spot, all spots must be paid for immediately. So, yeah, as soon as you would get the spot, you would have to send the $10 to my PayPal to lock your spot in. Yep, PayPal. My PayPal is the Bottle Digger one, bottledigger32@gmail.com. My PayPal email is different than my regular, business email. There it is. bottledigger32@gmail.com. $10 a spot. And if you want one, I can read you off the spots that are still available. Nobody on the Scotties. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it. And there we go. How about the fish? We're gonna put the fish up. So, speaking of cod liver oil, this was also a cod liver oil, and somebody had already mentioned that the design for the fish bitters was bought around 1900 from the company that owned the fish bitters, and they made it into a cod liver oil bottle. I'm not 100% sure when these bottles were first produced. I do know that we have dug one out of a teen's dump, so I want to say somewhere between 1910, and they probably kept making them into the early 20s. I could be wrong. It could be earlier than that. Well, I know they're somewhere around 1910, right after 1910, and maybe up to 1920. I don't know if they went into the 20s, but like I said, that being said, it's still a 100-year-old bottle plus. Still very sought after figural bottle. It ain't a fish bitters, but still a really highly collectible bottle, shaped like a fish. And it's a beaut. It is a beaut. All right. We're going to start this one out at $40. $40 start on the fish. $40 start on the fish. John's at 40, starting the clock. Need 41 or more. $41 or more on the fish. Just from him kicking? Huh? What's it feel like? On lag. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. John's all by himself on the fish at 40. Nice, John. All right. So I'm gonna run one more bottle tonight. Let me see. I don't want to get too out of control to where I can't keep up with it. I'll have to go to school, driving school all week. Here we have a John Graff Milwaukee mug base. And what's cool about this is we dug it out of a privy the other day. What sucks about that privy is we didn't video any of it because we were being rushed to get it done, which those permissions always suck whenever they let you in the yard and then they're not sure if they should have let you in the yard, and then they don't know if they want you in the yard anymore, and then they start seeing what's coming out of the hole and they're like, maybe we shouldn't let them dig. It was one of them kind of deals. So we speed dug what we could. There was actually one of the guys that was at the house kept coming out and taking bottles while we were digging, and he took a few that I would have really liked to have. However, there was 200-300 bottles that came out of the hole, so we still ended up taking some really nice stuff home. That being said, this is John Graff Milwaukee mug base, nice blob. I don't know what these date. I want to say somewhere between 1880, 1890s. But these are normally an amber. This bottle is normally an amber bottle. We're going to do a $15 start. $15 start on the John Graff Milwaukee mug base blob. Arnie's at 15, starting the clock, needs 16 or more.
Nom, nom, nom. This pizza is
Privy
delicious.
Doug.
Daddy. Daddy. Daddy, we got pizza.
Alright, bud, I'll get some in a minute. I don't think they're quite that old. I think some of them, they definitely can date back into the 1880s, but I don't know if they're older than that. I don't know. Heck, Arnie would probably know more. That's out his way. But I do know that they're amber a lot of the time. Usually amber. Alright. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That was Candy at 17 on the snipe. Oh my, Candy come out of nowhere. 17 on the snipe. Arnie, you were just out. You were just out on the 20. Just out on 20. But that's gonna do it for tonight. That's gonna do it for tonight. Let me see here. Let me write this down.
Daddy, what he said?
Thanks.
And what he said? What he
All
said?
right. So
What you say, Daddy?
there he is. Say hi to everyone.
Hi.
Tell them you're a goober.
I'm a boo-goo-goo.
But all right, that's gonna do it for tonight. Like I said, this is what's in the future for me.
What they say?
Gonna start driving.
What they say?
So gonna try my best to
What they
keep
say,
auctioning.
Daddy? What they say?
But just hold on a minute. I'm gonna try my best to keep getting the auctions coming, keep them rolling, and hopefully I can. Hopefully I can keep digging like I'd like to, and keep the videos coming. Should have a new video here within the next, within this week maybe. We'll see. But all right, that's gonna be it. I appreciate
What
everybody.
you say? What you say?
Said hi, buddy. It's Christine. She said hi.
Hi.
But
What she say?
all right, take care, everyone. Appreciate everybody coming out. That's gonna be it. Peace out.